This is the most highly reproducible horror film I have ever seen. Nanikiao, Hanging Ghost Land. In the wasteland of Sakurai Well, this is the classic work of the ghost queen Angelica Lee. The ghost and immortal story begins. Writer Ziome is writing a novel called Gae. She wrote off one after another, and strange things keep happening. When returning home, black shadow flashing, the baby's crying came from the phone. A figure suddenly appeared behind the glass door, although Ziome is very scared. But she's even more excited. She wrote these strange things into the novel. For a moment literally thought flowed like a spring. Suddenly, the ringtone rings. The familiar baby crying sounds ring again. The paper ball in the basket began to shake. Open it and take a look. The writing on the paper is exactly what happened just now. The paper on the table is windless and automatic. He bent down to pick it up. I didn't notice a dark figure standing behind me. At this moment, someone knocked at the door. Turns out her ex-boyfriend invited her to dinner, when the man left him abroad. Now returning to China, I want to continue my relationship with Ziome. Ziome is too lazy to listen to him talk too much. Just want to take advantage of the inspiration to explode. Go home and write a novel. On the way home, passing through a small alley, strange things happen again. The slanting wind rises in the alley. A red gap appeared in the sky. In the blink of an eye it disappeared again. Ziome returns home. Hurry up and write these things into the novel. And casually wrote an elevator adventure. Can you take a look? Not very satisfied. She remembered that small alley. Maybe it can bring her more inspiration. She went out and took the elevator, but the elevator strangely stopped on the 7th floor. Why can't the elevator door close? An old lady suddenly appeared in the elevator with a little girl. Just keep staring at Ziome in unison. Ziome turned her head and looked. Two people looking ahead. The elevator arrives on the 1st floor. Ziome takes a few steps. Whip round. The old and young in the elevator, unexpectedly slowly sinking underground. And this scene. It's the plot of the novel she just planned to delete. Will her realm in writing become a reality? Ziome panicked. She rushed out of the building in a hurry, but the sight in front of me startled my chin. Women running out of their homes. Unexpectedly saw the once bustling streets, becoming a depression and dilapidation. The chaotic streets of Baomu. It's like an apocalyptic scene. He seems to have entered an unknown space. Suddenly, countless corpses fell from a height, standing up like a zombie again, a face less long hair. Women point to Ziome. All the bodies rushed towards him like crazy. Ziome turned around and ran away. But without realizing it, he ran into another pirate ship with a huge space, under the lonely swaying and waning ferry wheel, sitting with an old man. The old man took out a paper ball and handed it to Ziome. So this space is just a ghost. It was created by Ziome herself. Those things created and abandoned by humans will be thrown into this space. A tattered toy, the building that was hit, even forgotten humans, they were all thrown here, broken by space as time recedes. And then there's a new filling in. Recurrent. The old man asked him to leave quickly. The space has been swallowed up. Ziome escapes again, came to the land of hanging ghosts. There is a dead soul hanging from each tree. Ziome's arrival, to awaken the soul of the dead. Just as Ziome was surrounded by the undead, a little girl wearing a mask appeared. She rode a huge wooden horse. The hanging ghost seems to be afraid of him running around. The little girl brought Ziome to another space. This is the Forgotten Toy Kingdom, those who accompanied humanity through childhood. The toys that were abandoned, when they grew up are all here, the girl told Ziome. There is an intermediary station in the space. Go there to find the path back to reality. So the two of them came to a library. It's filled with discarded books. Ziome met that old man again. Originally, the old man was the first human to enter space. He knows everything here. The old man took out a fragmented paper, fragmented records, decolorization of heaven and earth, grass rootless land. It's the intermediary station. Before leaving, the old man gave Ziome some coins. The little girl set out together as a guide. The first level is Nao Bridge. Strangers cannot breathe when crossing the bridge. The bridge is filled with dead souls. Ziome is too nervous. Scream out after stepping on one foot. The breath of a living person blows out the open fire. The souls of the dead quickly gathered around. Critical moment. The little girl made Ziome jump into a dry well. Ziome jumps down in one fell swoop. The well was a crimson hue. This is the legendary realm of abandoned babies. Ziome fell into the crimson stone wall of the abandoned baby well, hanging with the sharp cries of the fetus, straight through eardrum. Ziome remembered the crying sound on the phone. Is it from here? The little girl picked up Ziome and left the abandoned baby well at the entrance of the cave. The little girl told her, all abandoned babies will be thrown there. Abandoned baby unexpectedly escaped from prison. Those abandoned babies. And the little girl grew up there. Two people continue to move forward, came to the wildflower field, following my wife's advice. The two of them collected many wildflowers. Immediately after, they arrived at Wasteland Ridge. Any tomb that no one worships will gather here. Those forgotten stubborn people guarding the tombstones, lost and dejected, sensing a living person approaching, they immediately rushed towards Ziome. Ziome jumped the wildflowers in her hand into their palms. These souls seem to have no other desires. I just hope someone remembers them. Xiaomei once again sprinkles out the coin given by her wife. They smoothly pass through the wilderness and continue to move forward. The sky and earth in front of us lose color, countless green grass fluttering in the air. The so-called green grass has no roots. Exactly so. The intermediary station is right in front of us, but the little girl fell to the ground, dying. A sound came from behind. Xiaomei looks back. Countless souls descended from the sky. Faceless long-haired girl appears again, leading the ghost list to charge towards Xiaomei and the faceless girl. Actually, it's the protagonist of the novel abandoned by Xiaomei. After being abandoned, I feel unwilling. He wants Xiaomei to be trapped forever in the ghost world. But just as he pounced on Xiaomei, time has come to a standstill. The little girl told Xiaomei, her novel only ends here, and the little girl is Xiaomei's biological daughter. When my ex-boyfriend left her alone to go abroad, she also gave up the weight-bearing fetus. The little girl grew up in the abandoned well. Mother-daughter's affection beckons her to help Xiaomei. This moment, golden light burst. Eerie. Starting to gradually dissipate, the little girl followed her wife, and said goodbye to Xiaomei. Xiaomei woke up from her dream with a start. Return to reality. Seems like a dream. But it's so real. Xiaomei came to the living room in a daze. But I saw another person sitting in front of the computer, deleting bizarre manuscript. Two people looking at each other. He suddenly realized. Turns out she's just another character she created and gave up on herself. At this point, the phone rings. The baby's cries coming again. It seems that they are just characters written by some Xiaomei.